minutes here these first few games because he hasn't played for a while. But, really just like Otto Porter did before he got hurt. It's when they're on the floor, it's just you're able to function at a different level.
Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
Steve, now that the Ken Birch release is now official, how do you handle the backup power forward minutes before you might get any sort of reinforcements to round out the roster?
Yeah, James Ennis, he played there last year, and luckily we've had these 2 days of practice this week, and so he's been able to get some reps at the 4. And they're right now, with Turner being out, they're playing smaller also. So for tonight, we should be okay. And James played well at the 4 last year in the minutes that he played there.
Philip Rossman-Reich, Orlando Magic Daily.
Coach, obviously a lot of young guys on the roster. Getting Gary back obviously adds another veteran to the group. But how do you? I know you said you wanted to make sure there's at least a few veterans in the lineup at all times. How do you sprinkle the veterans around to make sure that those guys are there to kind of keep things functioning, as you said?
Yeah, that's really what I spent, to be honest, the majority of my time with. To be honest with you, it's trying to find ways that we can grow in the right manner, in a positive way. And so much of basketball, especially in this league, is it's who you're on the floor with, that gives you a chance to play well. And so I think a lot of times as a coach, people don't realize it's almost your biggest responsibility, the playing groups, what you run, and trying to put guys in position where they can play well. And then we have a couple minor injuries tonight too, where guys are a little bit limited. The back-to-back with these 8 guys, it really wore some guys out. So that's going to be a little bit different too. But no, that it's a good question, and it's something that we're going to have to figure out here as we go forward.
Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
Cliff, with Brogdon, when he's been out, they've run Levert as a point, and they've kept kind of TJ and that second spark off the bench. How have their 2 floor generals done, in Brogdon's absence?
Well, I think probably what they do with TJ is probably similar to what we do with T. Ross. He's just so good in that role. Listen, TJ, he's a game changer. You guys have seen it against us, and it's every night. And it's both ends of the floor. I think that their top 5, I think they're first in deflections. I want to say 3rd in steals. And I think they're top 5 in points off turnovers. And when he comes in the game, that's when it gets amped up. He's relentless. You get a rebound, he steals the ball. They score, you inbound it, he steals the inbound pass. But he's, again, he's relentless. He always has been. He was in Philadelphia too, with the way he uses his hands, the way he can get into the ball. So I would think that's it. And Levert's just, a really, really good player. If you remember in the bubble last year, it was our first game, I think he had like 17 at the half, and we had to double team him the whole second half. So I would say, if anything, the only thing that's hurt him so far has been, the injury issues. When he's been healthy, he's played really well.
Go ahead, Dan.
Cliff, how will you start tonight, with some of the guys you added and some of the guys out?
So we're going to start the same way, even though James is going to play the majority at the 4. Gary's minutes are limited. So, and then we got a couple other guys you'll see that are beat up here. So they're going to play a little bit less minutes. So in order to make the whole thing work, we'll start the same way. And because we needed to find minutes at those wings, and James will end up playing, at the 3, but then a lot at the 4 also.
Any final questions? Okay, thanks, everyone.